Hi, beautiful souls. It is Kanisha with Peace, Love, and Faith. Today I'm going to switch up my video and how I do the just format of it. I went to Spirit God and asked how I needed to serve the collective. And I really love doing card readings, but I don't want my channel to just be card readings, which I'll probably throw a little bit more in there. But I do want to like add cards into having my videos here where I do speak about consciousness and twin flames and healing and moving through blocks and upsets that come up and really my personal journey. And so what came to me was just pulling from the deck, pulling a card and receiving a message from spirit, and then just doing my video on that and pretty much channeling and just kind of giving to you what authentically comes up instead of trying to think it out. So I'm going to ask Spirit, God, what this message is going to be about today. Our card that came out is Surrender the Idea That You Can Fix Someone. It says, it is time for a relationship to shift. It does not work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Okay, so yeah, this actually makes a lot of sense with just a lot of things that I saw today on social media around this belief, and I've done a video on this, but this belief if they wanted to, they would kind of thought process. And this is a very defensive space to be in. This is something that I really had to work on, especially being on the twin flame journey. If your twin flame isn't doing something or showing up in a certain way and they're your perfect mirror, it's because you somewhere are not doing that for yourself and looking for it outside of yourself. And so that doesn't actually work with twin flames to be like, if they wanted to, they would. They can't because they are you. And if you're not, then they can't. If that makes sense. And so I watched this TikTok, or I think it was an Instagram reel, where she talked about how she just begged and kept wanting her boyfriend to change and do things and show up in a certain way. And finally, she came to the realization that she couldn't fix him and that wasn't her job. And so the only thing she could do was fix herself and learn to unconditionally accept and love him if she really desired for this relationship to work. Now, there comes a point where you don't want a relationship to work, all right? Like, it is what it is. But if you really desire the relationship to work and they're just not showing up in the way that you want them to, if they're truly here to help you with your soul's growth, 99.9% of the time they're mirroring an aspect of you to you. If it's your true twin flame, they're mirroring every aspect of you to you. And I started to realize this with my own children. I have beautiful children that are here to help me ascend, and I'm here to help them ascend. And there are times where they'll do things that really trigger me. And then when I reflect and look at what it is that they're showing me, it's this part of me where my inner child's doing the same thing, but I'm not paying attention to my inner child. So the only way my inner child can get my attention is by reflecting it, an aspect to me, out into my reality. And in my reality, it's being projected back to me by my children. And once I really look at it, then I'm able to see this part of me that is feeling that way. And the only way I was able to see it was having a physical manifestation in my face, kind of yelling at me and telling me, like, hey, this is the pattern. Once I realized that, I didn't get nearly upset with my children as much. There's moments where there's boundaries and they're calling in discipline and they do need to have that structure there. But for a good half of it is them mirroring to me an aspect of myself that I'm avoiding or ignoring. So I'm very blessed to have these beautiful divine beings in my life reflecting to me what I need to see. But ultimately, the only person that you could fix is yourself. If you want something to change or someone to change, you have to be that change. You have to start showing up for yourself. So if you want someone to commit to you, you got to look at whether or not you're fully committing to yourself. And what does commitment mean to you? What do you think you're going to get from that commitment? Security, stability, safety, freedom, just someone to be with. And so if that is the case, ask yourself, are you giving yourself those things? Are you looking outside of yourself for those things to fulfill you? Whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for it outside of yourself and then you receive it, it could fulfill you for a period of time, but it'll eventually fade because it wasn't an internal thing. If you can give that to yourself internally, whatever it is that you're seeking, say it's comfort or commitment and you're able to give that within yourself, you're naturally going to attract that to you, and that's going to stay with you internally because it's an internal change that you made. I hope that makes sense. So if you're looking for something to be fixed or someone to change or be fixed, you have to really take a good, hard, honest look at yourself. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, is they don't feel the desire to look at themselves, or they really want to say, no, it's not me. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into a coaching session and we point out the upset. I'm upset that they're doing this, and then we do step 2 of the mirror exercise and it points it back at them, just to find this aspect of themselves where they're saying yes, it's okay, or somewhere within them they're doing it to themselves. And so many times it's where we hit the most resistance, and they're like, no, I am not doing this to myself. No, it is not true. And I'm like, well, then you wouldn't be experiencing it in your reality. You're the one who attracted this experience into your reality for whatever given reason, and your outside reality is a reflection of your inner reality. So you can't bypass it or try to tell God or the universe that they're wrong. You might want to humble yourself in that space and atone there. But for every given reason, it's the truth that, like, it's somewhere within you, whether it's you today or a inner child, like 6-year-old version of you, or a teenage rebellious version of you. I don't know, but if you actually take the time to go within and just sit with that part of yourself and you just ask out loud, I guarantee your consciousness will bring it to you. I can't tell you how many times I experienced where I'm like, where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way? Where does this stem from? And then when I get quiet, I'm taken back to a memory, or the core memory of what created that belief and what had happened and the feelings. And I'm almost like, whoa, like, it's like I just relived it. Well, it stayed in my body this entire time. And so when I had this memory come back to me, yes, it was like I relived it because it still resides within my body. When you're able to fully let it go and heal through it and recognize the lesson from it and truly let it go, it no longer can live there and hold space. And now that space is being able to be filled with love and truth, ultimately. So surrendering the idea you can fix someone, again, it's not your responsibility. Also, no one is responsible for you. You're only responsible for you. And you're also not responsible for how people receive you or perceive you. You just are responsible for showing up authentically and being your true divine self, and really just doing what your heart calls you to do, following your passions, following the things that feel really just good and juicy to you and that bring you joy. And when you start living life that way, you will naturally start to just attract people who are in alignment with your highest good, who are in alignment with your soul, and truly are here to help you grow and become the best version of yourself. And you will see you have more gifts that you'll start to open up to, and more just divine guidance and ideas that really bring you more abundance, brings you more joy, and brings you a life that you really truly desire and that your heart has been calling for. So let go of any idea of trying to fix someone. All you can do is have unconditional compassion, unconditional love, and acceptance for them. Accept them where they are. When I have a hard time with something that my twin flame's doing and I want him to change, I just imagine wrapping him in a beautiful golden bubble. I surrender him to God. I do the same thing with my boys, surrender them to God. And then I reflect and look at what it is that I may be doing this within myself. So real quick before I let you guys go, I'm going to give you an example, because I can already hear people in my consciousness be like, well, they did this and I would never do that to myself or do that to them. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying is, whatever the action is that they did, you may do that action within yourself. However, whatever the action is, ask yourself, how does that make you feel? So if you had a significant other who, let's just say, cheated on you, I am upset because they cheated on me. And then you're like, I'm not cheating on myself, nor would I ever cheat on anyone. I'm completely loyal and faithful. Okay. Well, if we were to look at, are you cheating on yourself? And we can look at, like, just say, like, maybe you're cheating yourself out of an experience that you want to do due to fear, or you're cheating yourself out of moving into the direction of living your life purpose because you think that you're going to be rejected or not accepted. You're cheating yourself by not being loyal to your true self, to your divine self, by honoring this knowing that that's what you're supposed to be doing, but instead you're letting something else persuade you. So if we want to look at the physical aspect, then yes, you are cheating yourself. Now, the other thing you want to look at, if you don't feel that you're doing that action, again, words are so important because words may mean one thing to one person and may mean another to another. And I learned this with my twin flame. At the core, we both mean and desire the same thing, but a word can really be the miscommunication of our upset. And so you want to ask yourself, how does that make me feel if my significant other cheated on me? Well, it makes me feel not chosen, not enough. It makes me feel like I am not deserving of loyalty and honesty. So then you want to look at the places where you believe within yourself, or maybe where you've told yourself or held on to the belief that you are not enough and that you're not chosen and that you are not deserving of loyalty and honesty in a relationship. And look to see if this is something that you've experienced many times in other relationships. If so, I have to be honest with you, the common denominator of all of those relationships is you. And so if you're having the same exact experience, it just looks a little different on the outside, but you're having the same feelings come up, it's because you hold a core belief somewhere that is no longer in alignment with your highest good, that you cannot take with you into the next part of your life and your journey, and that you have to let go. That's why it's coming up. It's in your face. It's meant to be released. It's meant to be let go. It's not appropriate to judge yourself or shame yourself for it. And it's not appropriate to think that you're doing anything wrong. It's actually a very clear sign that you're doing everything right because it's meant to come up. So just don't identify or attach to it. I know that sounds really hard, but I promise you it'll become easier as you practice non-radical attachment, not attaching to the feelings and thinking that you are your feelings. You are not. So when you have a feeling come up, know that you can change it. And when you shift that, best believe your true twin flame, your divine counterpart, or those who are in your life will shift and change with you because they are a projection of how you see them. And they're also a mirroring an aspect of you. So you never have to change anyone. You just change how you feel and how you show up, and I promise you'll see a massive difference in your reality. And you'll also see it in your finances too. I promise your finances will shift as you shift. If you start to see things from an abundant mindset, really seeing as whole and complete, you'll see your abundance shift too. So I really like doing my videos this way. This feels really juicy. I do want to remind you guys that I am offering a free one-on-one intro session for new clients. In this session, we will move through some blocks around your twin flame, or we can do it around subconscious programming, anything with parenting, whatever comes up, anything that you need support in clearing blocks and upsets, I'm totally here for you. I am a twin flame ascension coach, so I usually focus more on twin flames itself, but I do know that these other things that come up are part of the twin flame journey. As you heal it, you heal your union. So if you do desire to try ascension coaching and see if it's for you, your first one is free. I will teach you the mirror exercise. We will move through any blocks that come up, and then we can see if ascension coaching is for you. If so, comment down below and I will send you a link. But other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Peace, love, and faith. You guys stay safe.